Before she leaves, one of the flutists calls over to me. Hey Sona, are you doing anything this weekend? Why? Truthfully, I'm kind of surprised she'd ask me out of the blue. I didn't think I was that close with any of the orchestra members. In fact, I'm not even sure I remember what this girl's name is. Some of us were thinking about trying to the new dim sum place on Saturday. Would you be interested in coming with us? I see how it is. They're probably thinking I could give them recommendations or have them order. Well, too bad, but my level of Chinese isn't going to be useful. Not interested. Ask Hao instead. He's pretty useful in this situation, don't you think? From the looks on the girls' faces, that was one possibility they definitely hadn't been considering. Or not. Well, Mr. Hao is probably too busy. He's always working on the weekends, right? We wouldn't want to inconvenience him. Yes, he might get upset that we are going out instead of practicing. My friend puts it the most bluntly. Whether he knows Chinese or not, no one's going to have fun with someone that uptight around. The other girls quickly shush her. Never mind. We should get going. See you next week, Sona. Okay, whatever. Now back to concert song selection. Maybe I actually could get Hao to do a rock medley if we mix it with Butterfly Lover somehow. Thought that's probably way too ambitious. There is a sudden crash. Turning around, I see Hao picking up a dropped chair only a few yards away. When he catches me look at him, he suddenly becomes engrossed with polishing the music stand. Did Hao hear us talking about him just now? Though it's not like he'd understand any of what we were saying, right? How are you? I trail off, unsure how to go on. I'm actually kind of relieved when Hao whips out the scores we were discussing before and resumes ranting. We argue about the set list for the rest of the night, which convinced me that yes, things are still normal after all. That sense of normality doesn't last long, though. What happens a couple of practices later is something I never would have expected. Things start off typically enough, of course. By now, the rest of the orchestra is used to me arriving on time, or even earlier if I have to discuss something with Hao. So I get a couple of waves as I walk in, but no more stares of disbelief or accusations of being the devil. It's only when I reach my usual place by the piano that I realize something is off. I'm actually earlier than Hao today. Wait a sec, does this mean... No way, Hao is late for practice? Startled, the other orchestra members look around the room, eyes growing wide once they realize I'm right. How is that possible? Has anyone ever seen him leave the orchestra? Oh god, it's a sign of the apocalypse, you guys! As everyone starts panicking, I scan the conductor's podium, then the desk that Hao usually works at. Did Hao leave a note? Is he sick? No, something as measly as the stomach flu wouldn't stop him. I seriously can't think of any reason he'd miss practice. Unless something bad happened to him on the way here. For some reason, my heart flip-flops in my chest. Is he in the street? Downtown even? What if Donny D sent his goons after Hao instead of me? The door flies open just as my hand reaches the knob. I'm forced to the side as a tardy group of musicians streams in, all laughing loudly. Snagged up in the middle of their pack, wearing an uncharacteristically broad smile on his face, is none other than... Hao. So he's fine after all. What was I thinking, getting all woke up like that? Gee, Hao's not even upset that he's late. Oh, so Mr. Hao was with you guys this entire time? He was with you and he still let you come late to practice today? What did I say? The apocalypse is nearly upon us. One of the people who came in with Hao, the percussionist, I think, shoots everyone a thumbs up sign. Relax guys, we just took Hao out to lunch and taught him some English. He's totally cool now. He gives Hao a hearty slap on the back. Not only does Hao let him get away with it, but he actually even chuckles. I finally have the sense to shut my mouth, which has been hanging open for all of the last 2 minutes. I can't believe Hao actually laughed just now. I've been working with him for the past week, and I've never heard him laugh. Meh, good for him. I guess if you can chum it up with the rest of the orchestra and learn more English, that will make preparing for the concert all that much easier. And it's not like I was going to teach him English myself anyway, not when we were getting along well enough without it. Despite myself, I sneak another glance at Hao's smiling face. He really does look happy, standing up there with the others. Given that this is the first time anyone, including myself, has bothered to interact with him outside of Orchestra, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even if Hao's life revolves around music, no one can keep up the high-strung conductor thing 24/7. Even Hao must want to hang out normally, even every once in a while. So really, good for him. The percussionist prods Hao again. Hey Hao, you should tell everyone your favorite English words. English, let's hear your English. Nodding an agreement, Hao deliberately clears his throat. Sharp, girlfriend, I be Tortoise bitchin'. Okay. Well. Huh? What the Like OMG, lol, GTFO. Once they get over the initial shock, the orchestra members start to snicker. Hao glances at the percussionist, who nods even though he's clearly on the verge of cracking up himself. Great job, just keep doing what you're doing. No, duh. I finally managed to produce a sound that isn't a wordless splatter. What the heck did you do to Hao? He sounds like a valley girl. Relax. Hao's just joking around. He wants to have fun sometimes too, you know. Isn't it right, Hao? You go, girl! Oh my god. The snickering swells into full-fledged laughter. Some people are even falling out of their chairs. For an instant, I can see a crack of uncertainty in Hao's normally imperious expression. It disappears before I can decide whether I've imagined it or not, replaced by another overly broad smile. Huh? As the orchestra begins to play, Hao's smile quickly fades. He starts frowning as it becomes obvious that people didn't practice as much as he told them to. After one particularly horrendous pass at Tchaikovsky, he taps his baton against the podium to get everyone's attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the percussionist shaking with laughter. This is gonna be good. Chillax! Probably wondering why no one is responding, Hao draws 4 sickles in the air. Chillax! Everyone breaks up laughing. Confused, Hao tries the word several more times, probably unsure if he's pronouncing it correctly. Every time he repeats it, he sounds more and more uncertain. Every time the laughter grows louder and more uncontrollable. Did you guys really tell him that chillax means practice? That's genius! Yeah, we can chillax 5 hours a day, no problem. I think I'm going to die laughing. Just look at his face, he has no idea what's going on. He probably thinks he's saying the word wrong or something. Watch. He's going to do it again. Hao's eyes dart agitedly from one person to the next. Though he might not understand their words, he can definitely understand the derisive sounds of their sneakers and jeers. I raised my voice over the crowd. Ha ha ha, how very funny and clever, no? Shut up! Hey, lighten up, it's just a joke. It's not like you can understand what we're saying anyway. I don't care if I understand or not. I get a headache from all your donking braying. House guys flees to me, then to the people who were hanging out with him earlier. The same people who are laughing the hardest at him now. The uncertainty on his face evaporates at last, leaving only hard bitterness in this place. Everyone jumps as Hao slams his hands into the podium. He hits it so hard that the picture of him and my father crashes to the floor. That sharp clatter, along with the jarring slam from before, echoed through the now silent room. Face tight with anger, Hao bends down, picks up the picture frame, and carefully dusts it off. By the time he returns the picture to its usual spot, he's also resumed his usual scowl. Da capo al fine! Everyone groans as Hao holds up the score and jabs his finger at the beginning of the song. Ignoring the lack of enthusiasm, Hao signals for the orchestra to resume playing. It was good while it lasted. Who would have thought Hao could be so much fun for once? Before I can stop myself, I'm storming over and slamming one of the percussionist cymbals over his head. He helps and gives me a dirty look, but at least he stays quiet for now. After practice, I find myself walking over to Hao. He doesn't look up as I approach, just continues to pore over the music book in his hands. Haro, are you? Again, I trail off, still at a loss as to how I should complete my question. Talking about feelings really isn't my forte in any language. The awkward silence lasts until Hao sighs and puts down his book. Sona, a tempo. A tempo. Return to playing at your original speed. Maybe that's Hao's way of telling me to back off and let things return to normal. A tempo. Liang Qi. Now he's talking about Liang Qi again. For in my case it's probably more like going home and reviewing song selections. Either Hao doesn't know how else to describe it, or that's just his automatic response to everything. Maybe both. Repeating his command for a third and final time, Hao points insistently at the door. Fine. Yeah, I'm going, Zaijian Hao. If you don't want me around, then I don't want to be around either. Shoving my hands in my pockets, I saunter out as indifferently as I can. When I sneak a glance over my shoulder, Hao has buried himself in his books once more. I don't know why, but I think he kind of gave up, which is bad. I don't like that. Whatever, I don't know why I care about you so much anyway. Forcing myself to look away, I keep on walking. By the time I reach my apartment, I don't want to do anything besides sleep. I've still got all these songs to look over. How is going to throw a fit if I don't get this done before the next practice? Go to bed, review the song or what? Well, actually, I don't know why I feel like he's kinda giving up. So, review the song, go back to practice. Am I right or am I bad? I'm also not very good when it comes to getting to know what people feel, which is terrible. Really. Sometimes it's annoying just for me. I can't recognize what someone feels just by but I think he's kind of on the giving up trial. On the giving up road, actually. Let's go back to the practice, whatever. Yeah, I put off the songs to tomorrow, but I don't feel like sleeping anymore either. Pivoting around, I start walking back the way I came. The practice room is still unlocked when I return. As I'm about to go back in, I find myself hesitating. Why am I doing this? How is the one who told me to leave? He obviously wants me to be alone, so I don't have any reason to be here at all. Meh. Whatever I go, whatever I feel like going. If Hao is pissed at me for coming back, that's his problem, right? I guess that's true. It's 2 AM already. It's good I don't have to get up for 8 AM. I give both my doubts and the door a hard shove.